Ever had that aha moment when you realize that something so ordinary has a secret function? These life hacks will surely make you the life of any party. We're about to reveal the 15 amazing secrets hidden in everyday things. What's up, Facnatics? This is Discovery Amuse, serving up your daily dose of the most outrageous, outlandish, and out-of-this-world fun facts. Stay tuned, especially if you're a self-confessed Potterhead, because our number one pick is a gift for us muggles. Let's begin! Number 15. Microwave oven. Have you ever found yourself sneaking into the kitchen in the middle of the night to satisfy your late-night cravings? But just when you're about to heat up that leftover pizza, that beeping sound of the microwave buttons blows your cover. Well, I'm here to tell you now that you can actually mute those sounds. Most modern microwave ovens actually have a mute function, which you might have known had you just browsed the entire manual, but who reads that stuff anyway? For some ovens, you just have to press and hold the number 1 button to activate the mute function.
The first thing to do is hold down the 1. Oh, look. Yeah, see? Oh, the beeps are gone.
Who knew? Keep watching, because our number 1 hack will make you the coolest kid on the block. Number 14. Stapler. See that small metal plate on the lower part of the stapler? That helps bend the staple wires inward so you can securely bind your documents. However, sometimes we have files that we eventually need to unstaple, and you know how difficult it is to remove that pesky staple wire? The solution is actually hiding in plain sight. See those other set of dimples on the metal plate? That's for temporary stapling. Just push out the metal plate, flip it around, and use the other pair of dimples for stapling. Now the staple wires bend outward, making it easier to remove it from the paper. Although you do know that most staplers nowadays come with a wire remover, right? Number 13. Spaghetti spoon. Wondering how much pasta you should cook for dinner without worrying about ending up with a bowl full of leftovers? Say no more. Here's a trick. See that hole on your spaghetti spoon? It's not only good for draining water, but you can also use it to measure how much pasta to cook. The amount of uncooked pasta you can fit inside is actually equal to 1 serving. That's a penne for your thoughts. Number 12. Oven drawer. Bakers know well about that small drawer tucked underneath the oven. It's the perfect storage for your pots and pans, right? But you might be shocked to know that it serves a whole other purpose than just keeping your baking pans dust-free. For some ovens, these drawers are meant to keep your food warm or to broil them. Modern electric ovens have drawers to keep your cooked food warm while you finish cooking your other dishes. Gas stove ovens, on the other hand, have broiling drawers to help you get that perfect brownish crust for your baked goodies. Still, check your manual because not all ovens are created equal. Number 11. Beer bottles. Nothing beats having an ice-cold bottle of beer after a long day at work. Just the sight of that frosted bottle fresh out of the fridge makes you gulp in excitement to have a taste of that liquid gold. But hold your booze. Why are beer bottles brown in the first place? Turns out it's not just for aesthetics. Beers used to be stored in clear glass bottles. However, when exposed to the sun for too long, the clear glass doesn't offer much protection from the UV rays, so the beer ends up with a sour taste and a weird smell. This prompted manufacturers to switch to brown bottles to maintain the freshness and shelf life of our favorite happy hour drink.
Drinking icy cold Bohemia-style beer.
Number 10. Toothpaste tube. There's a secret lying at the bottom end of your toothpaste tube, and once you discover it, you'll never shop for toothpaste the same way again. See that block of color? It actually means something important. Green color means the toothpaste is all natural. Blue means a combination of natural and medicinal ingredients. Red indicates that there's some chemical composition along with the natural ingredients, while black means the toothpaste is purely chemical, because we can never be too careful about what we put inside our mouths. Number 9. The King of Hearts. I bet most poker players don't even know this little bit of playing card trivia. If you're like me, who's wondering why the King of Hearts is shown stabbing himself in the head, that's because the illustration is allegedly inspired by an actual king, King Charles VII of France, who was believed to be insane and committed suicide, which explains the sword through the King of Hearts' head. I guess you could say the cards were stacked against King Charles. Number 8. Tic Tac. Isn't it frustrating when all you need is one Tic Tac, but you end up pouring a bunch of them in your hands? Well, just use the underside of the lid. Yep, that little indent can hold one Tic Tac at a time, so you can spend less time shaking the box and more time hiding the fact that you had garlic bread for lunch. That's a neat Tic Tac trick. Number 7. Bread tag. Bread tags are there to keep your loaf tightly sealed, and most of the time you can also find the expiration date printed on them. But did you know that the color of the tag itself indicates what day the bread was baked? Blue means Monday, green for Tuesday, red says Thursday, white means Friday, and yellow is for Saturday. But wait, how about Wednesdays and Sundays, you ask? Well, apparently most stores don't get deliveries on these days, so they were taken out of the color scheme. Now you know what color tag you should look for when you do your weekly grocery run. Speaking of grocery runs, number 6, stickers on produce. If you're a picky shopper who's particular about how your fruits and veggies are grown, then all you have to do is check the sticker on your produce. Apparently, these stickers have PLU, or product lookup codes, that are recognized around the world. 4 numbers on the PLU code means that the produce was grown in a traditional way, with the usual pesticides and stuff. If it's a 5-digit code starting with the number 8, then it is genetically modified. But if the 5-digit code starts with 9, don't panic, it's organic. Perfect for level 5 vegans.
Being vegan just makes you better than most people.
Bingo.
Number 5, padlock. Notice the tiny hole on the bottom part of a lock? No, it's not a manufacturing error. It's there for a very important purpose, one that you'll appreciate if you ever find yourself getting locked out because your padlock is stuck. The hole is where you put some grease when the lock jams. It's also there to drain the excess water so you won't have to deal with too much liquid damaging the mechanism inside. Number 4, ketchup bottle. Getting ketchup out of a half-empty bottle takes more patience than one can muster. No matter how you tap, the ketchup just seems to be stuck. But don't lose your appetite just yet, because here's a condiment hack brought to you by the number 57. See that raised number 57 on your Heinz bottle? It's what the company calls the sweet spot for tapping the ketchup out. But why 57? Well, it's basically Heinz's signature number, which came from the company's original slogan, Heinz 57 Varieties, referring to the number of foods in their production back in the day. Number 3, Converse Shoes. Any sneakerhead worth his kicks would know about the extra pair of holes on the inner part of the Converse shoe. But did you know why that detail is there in the first place? There are actually 2 purposes for the extra holes. One is for ventilation. It allows air to circulate around the inside of the shoes so your feet won't get all sweaty. It also exists for you to get creative in lacing up your kicks. When you use the bar method of lacing, you can even adjust the fit of the shoe to make it tighter around your foot. Talk about a brilliant solution. Number 2, escalators. Have you ever tried sticking your shoes to those brushes on the sides of the escalator? I hate to break it to you, but it's not actually for shoe shining. Those brushes are there to keep you safe. It discourages people from standing too close to the sides, therefore avoiding scary accidents to happen, like getting your foot or clothes caught between the elevator steps. Yikes! Before we go to our number 1 pick, do us a solid and make sure to smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to choose all so you won't miss out on any of our latest life-changing, boredom-busting content. And of course, be sure to turn on notifications in your app settings. Number 1, Google Assistant spells. What sorcery is this? It's crazy how technology has become so advanced that you can do anything with just a voice command. You can even cast spells. If you have a Google Assistant on your phone, you can actually use some famous spells from the Harry Potter series to activate certain functions.
Wingardium Leviosa!
Say Lumos Maxima to turn on the flashlight,
Lumos Maxima.
and Nox to turn it off.
Nox.
Meanwhile, Silencio will put your phone on silent mode.
Silencio, the volume will be muted.
If only we could say Accio phone to summon it the next time we lose our phones again. Okay, Google, play Discovery Amuse on YouTube.
Okay, playing Discovery Amuse on YouTube.
There you have it, our list of 15 amazing secrets hidden in everyday things. Which one surprised you the most? And did we miss any cool hack you might know of? Comment them down below. Take home our exclusive gear by browsing our merch shelf below or clicking the link in the video description. And while you're at it, take our quiz to find out how you can earn extra cash online doing what you do best. Awesome, right? And if you want more life hacks to show off to your friends, then don't miss our countdown of the 15 everyday things you never knew the purpose of. Till then, stay clever, Factnatics, and see you in the next video.